Hello, it's Coy, and welcome to the Eclectic Cottage. I'm really glad you're here today. I'm sitting in the art room. It's kind of crunch time for me. I need to get these journals completed. Today's Thursday. We're having an art walk at my son's gallery tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, and I would like to have these available. And I know we did one of these, we did one of these together, but I've got the, we sewed in the signatures, and then we started putting in the pockets, tucks, and such, and I kind of have those, I have those in. I probably could use a few more tags, so hopefully I'll have enough time to do that. A lot of these cute papers, like Sylvia's papers, I just paper clipped in, and there's things in the pockets. I really love the way they're coming out. They're cute. And let's see. One of my favorite parts was putting, you know, my son. I sent him some pictures. I said, he told me what he was doing, and I said, you know what I'm doing? I'm busy turning you into pockets, tucks, and journaling spots. So I definitely need to get something in there. So I will do one more run through. All the journals are, you know, pretty much completed. The pockets and everything are in there. And one thing I didn't do on my Halloween journals, and I feel a little bit sad about it, and I've only done it on one of these, so I want to do two more. I always, in my journals, I always put a bluebird of happiness. Does it have anything to do with Dia de los Muertos or Halloween? No. But I still want to add my little bluebird because it's kind of like my signature. It's just something that I always do. All right. So you can take a look. The journals, all three journals have very similar items, but they're not exactly the same. So I bet a lot of papers are in here, whether it was from her Dia de los Muertos kits or not. I used a lot of her things. Yeah, I definitely need to make a few more tags, and I will. And right now, I want to do some embellishing. I don't know exactly what I'm going to use for. I've used a lot of my laces and stuff in the past year. I've been using, using it all up stage, and I've been using more than I've been replenishing, and now I feel like, you know, like I'm running a little low, and it makes me nervous. So I need to see what I'm going to use for, you know, for lace. And I know I'll have enough to do something. But this morning, when I was on the phone with my youngest daughter, I started taking apart the Chendi rug a little bit more. Oh my gosh, look at this. There's bags. This is like 2.5 gallon bags. Bags upon bags upon bags of this stuff. Every piece is cuter than the piece before. It's kind of fun taking it apart. And look, there's still so much more rug to go. So I did, just before I turned the camera on, I did pull out a few pieces that I thought might coordinate well with these journals. And I want to figure out a couple of ways to use them. If you have any thoughts and ideas, feel free to leave them in comments. But one thing I did decide that I'm going to do is take the paper clips. A lot of those things I just paper clipped in, those pages. I want to tie a little piece of the Chendi, like this, to the top, and I think they'll look cute sticking out of the top of the journals. So let's do that. I pulled a few paper clips, and I'll just switch them out for those that are already in there. I'm going to use the largest part. These are the small, not the tiny, but they're small paper clips. And the single part up here is where I'm going to tie the little piece of fabric. Let me get this one first because it's longer. Okay, and I'm going to have to see how long I need to make these and still be able to tie them. All right, so this one rug should last quite a while and should be able to do a few things with them. I haven't looked it up or, taken a look to see what other people are doing with their rugs, but maybe I'll just put a little dot of glue on all of these to keep them from wanting to unravel. It doesn't feel like they would want to, but this dries clear. So I don't think it'll hurt to have just a drop of glue. And I'll put those over there drying while we tie a few more. Let's see. Some of these might be too short to tie well. Let's see. Oh, my fingers are so full of glue, and I re-inked my distress ink pad, my vintage photo, and I had the vintage photo stuck to the glue that on my fingers. It was a mess. I re-inked it, and I think I over-inked a little bit. Oh, I just had a short call from my sister. I know I've mentioned it before. A few years ago, right at the beginning of COVID, we lost her husband, my brother-in-law, and my dad all within 2 weeks of each other. Okay, it was, and still is, one of the most traumatic things that have ever happened in our family. And anyway, they were the two. We only had 3 men in our family. My son, up until then, my son was the last boy born in our family, and he just turned 40 years old. So to lose both Chris and my dad together has just been devastating. But in the meantime, since that happened, okay, we now have my new grandson, Abel. It's our first boy in the family in 40 years. And we also now have my niece had a bouncing baby boy. And his name is Edward, which is his dad's name, Edward Christopher, which was my brother-in-law's name. So I can't wait to meet that little cutie, little bundle of joy. And they're having a little bit of a time. It's time for my niece maybe to head back to work and do what she's got to do. And we were just having a little talk about that. It's a lot. It's a lot. Young mothers, when they're working, having to return to work is not a small thing. Anyway, that was one thing that was going on. And let's see. Yeah, we have the art walk coming up this weekend. It's a lot to look forward to. The weather is better. At least we're not having those stupid we were stuck on 104 degrees for weeks on end, and then it was going to 105 and 106. I think it went to 108. That's the hottest weather that I've ever experienced. I know a lot of you live in places where it gets even warmer than that, and I'm sorry. South Florida, we seem to have like the perfect temperature all the time. It does get into the 90s. Obviously, in the summer we do get 90 degrees, but it's usually like the low 90s, and it's usually only for a couple days. So this was a bit much. Not only that, not only were the temperatures high, it was dry. There was no moisture. There was no rain. There was no precipitation. Not good. Okay. And we've had a couple nights in the 40s this week. And it's a little bit better. I get cold at 40. I think it was like 42 one night. 40s make me cold. Let's see if we can make, a purple one. Or two. What happened to my fabric scissors? Here you are. I knew you didn't go far. I love these fabric scissors. The only thing is these are, what are they called? They're called Guggenheim. And they are so awesome, but they want to come undone right here. The little screw that holds them together loosens up so often. But they cut like a dream. I don't know if anybody else has Guggenheims. I love mine. They cut like butter. That's what the commercials say. They cut like butter. Well, that one's not going to cut it. Let's cut a little bit longish one. Cut it in half like this. Okay, does anybody else use chindi rug? Or sari silk? If you have some ideas for me, if you want to leave them in comments, that would be great. I am going to have to look a few things up to find some ways to use this stuff because there is so stinking much of it. Oh. Put one like this. Is that long enough? Probably. I don't want to cut too much off of them because, well, I'm thinking maybe a couple of things. I'm thinking, instead of lace on the spine, there could be fabric. Not this color, not on this book, but we could put fabric here on the spine. We could use them for a closure. Or if I do end up putting lace on the, if we do end up putting lace on the spine. I mean, these are just rag because look, a lot of it has these places where everything's sewn together. And they're not perfect pieces of anything. They're scraps, they're rags. I guess the cut-offs from somebody's factory where they were making something lovely. And the other thought was, in between the two signatures, right in the middle of the book, I could just tie it like this. For a raggy little look. Oh, sorry, shook the camera. All right, so we'll figure something out. This might be a cute idea. I still want to cover the spines, but I guess I wouldn't have to if we did this. And we can maybe hang a little dangle or something off of it. I have these I don't know how these popped up on my desk right now, but these little beads I made out of paper a while back. Maybe I could make some in better, something that's not pastels, better colors, and hang a couple from here or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to put this on right now for sure. But I don't want to make my pieces too short that I'm not able to use them to tie on. There's a lot of this color. A lot of this color. What can we do with... Oh, yeah, this is nice and long, too. Okay. It seems like this must be a favorite color because there's a lot of this in that rug. Not this particular, not just one piece of fabric. It's all different kinds of fabric just in this color scheme. All right, so are any of you working on Dia de los Muertos journals? I would be interested in taking a look at what's going on your desk. If you have a YouTube channel or you're making videos, or if not, if you want to take a few pictures or a short video, I think you can upload it over on the Eclectic Cottage Facebook group so that we can all take a look and be inspired by your desk. I love that. I love the community part. Esther, I know that you're making one. So even if you haven't had time to upload your video to your YouTube, feel free to stop by and, give us a little look at, just some pictures of what you're using or what you're doing for your Dia de los Muertos. You put that right on the Eclectic Cottage Facebook group. We'd love to see it. And then when you're ready to reveal, make your video, we'll all come and see it. At least I will. I'll be there. One of the best parts of this junk journaling community is the opportunity to inspire and be inspired by the same people. Okay, this one, I like the color, but it's got some stuff going on here. I almost hate to cut that off, but let me at least give it a haircut. All right, I don't know really what this was all about. But it's not, I'm going to keep it as a scrap, but it's not going to make a good tie for what we're doing right now. It's not. All right, well, this is all sewn together. All right, let me get one or two of these. Maybe if I use the seam puller when I get to this, I can probably make two separate little ties out of it. Let me get one more piece. All right, I don't know what they're... No wonder this one went to the scrapyard. There was something special going on with it. Let me just see. Excuse my reach. Okay. This is really a thing. Uh-huh. All right, we'll see if those work out. I don't know. They may not. When you look up chindie rug, it says that they're made out of cotton. This is definitely not cotton. It's a, so maybe it's a faux chindie rug. It says that they're woven out of 100% cotton. That is not this. This is not 100% cotton for sure. Instead, it's more like silkies. It's more like something scarves or saris would be made out of. Maybe if I put this before I did the second part of the knot, that might be nice. Okay. All right, and what else is going on? I know a lot of people are starting their Christmas. I haven't even finished my fall journals. Got interrupted by the three Halloween journals, and these three Dia de los Muertos journals. So I am obviously considering these part of my fall collection, and I may do 3. I said I was going to make 10, but I may just make it 9 and do the 3 fall journals after this, or 4. I don't know. They're in a midway stage. I have a lot of things ready for them, and I have 10 signatures built, but I can always use those next year. It's, the signatures are not the hard part. The hard part is, making all the ephemera and the covers and the, things like this that go in them. So I definitely won't have time to do 10, but I might make 3. I might get to get my 3 in before I start on Christmas. And let me know how you do yours. Do you wait, until July to start all your holiday journals? And do you even make holiday journals? Not everybody does. Not everybody does seasonal. I think a lot of people are still working on their their regular journals that they make all the time. Their Victorian or their vintage journals. But I tend to go with whatever theme is going on at the gallery, at the shop. And definitely Halloween and Dia de los Muertos are themed for our shop, for our gallery. Okay, I think these are going to be really, really cute sticking out of the top of the journals. I'm looking forward to having this to use moving forward with other journals also. It should last a while. I thought about getting 2 rugs. I'm glad I did not. Oh my goodness. It's just they were $5. They were $5.59 or something like that. Halfway thought that I would be disappointed. They turned out to be exactly what I thought they would be, but I figured what I thought they would be, I figured I would be disappointed by the $5 rugs. But no, I'm not. Five Below, I got mine at Five Below, and I also saw them, you know, for that same price range at the home store in Lafayette when I was there. All right. All right, so these are cool fibers. Cool fibers to work with. I just have to figure out what else to do with them. We could use them as tag toppers, you know, for some of the tags throughout the journal. And I think that would be a good idea. Whatever I'm going to do with them, I need to do it today because tomorrow is the actual first day of the art event. And there's going to be more. He holds them regularly. There's, you know, at our shop, there is a courtyard in the back is our personal space. It's what we use. It's got the tiki bar back there, and it's got canopies that we use to sit under when we're holding our family events and such. So that's like personal space. It's our living space. Our family gatherings are almost all held at the shop. And then on the side of the building is a big courtyard, and then it wraps around to the front of the building, and that's where the art walk is held. And there's, you know, vendors are coming, local vendors from, you know, across the state and beyond are coming to join us this weekend, and there'll be food truck, a really great food truck. I can't wait. A food truck is, you know, we have a small town and we're fairly limited on our choices for food, delicious food, and food trucks. I really like food trucks. Food trucks are elevated, you know, elevated foods usually. It's not just a hamburger, french fries. All right, these are the ones I'm not too sure of. Let's see if this is too short to tie it. Okay, I can turn the camera off. We can turn the camera off while I finish tying these, and I'll be right back. Okay, and I am back, and the paper clips turned out really cute. They're, again, mostly just holding in little stationery papers that can be used to journal on or used for further embellishment inside the journals by whoever ends up with them. And cute, right? Let's see. All right. Adds a little character to the journals. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and call it on this one, and I'm going to say goodbye for now. I am still going to be working feverishly on these journals for the rest of the day, so I may end up with another video or two. Thank you again for joining me, and I will see you real soon.